They're going to get a chance now against one of their nemesis from international competition. They have not faced each other since the World Games in 2025. That was in August of last year. They lost that game.
The woman coming to the plate, however, Olivia Elliott, had a fantastic World Game, second in batting average, .583. And she played in the game against Canada.
First pitch of the game at exactly 3 minutes past 4 is a strike. We are underway. Elliott, left-handed hitter, and she in the first game was 1 for 3 with a 1-run score. That was yesterday against Czech Republic. And Don Bodrug's next offering is bunted directly to the third baseman. Throw to first is in time. Ensminger makes the play over to the second baseman Harshman, who is covering. So the play goes 5-4. Good job by Ensminger to charge in on that one. One down here in the first. That'll bring up Tamika Whitefield.
Very nice play by Ensminger over at third base, crashing in and retiring the first Australian batter. That's really key here. We're going to see a lot of balls in play. When these two teams met at the World Games, Australia did not strike out a single batter.
Strike on the inside corner. Bodrug wasting no time, getting ahead of Whitefield, who was 2 out of 3 with 2 runs scored and 2 runs batted in the game yesterday. 2 of the 7 Australia hits. There you get a good look at that Indigenous uniform that they are wearing. There's a foul off to the right. The uniform is covered with all sorts of emblems that are representative of the Indigenous culture. There's boomerangs, stars, and then those circular figures represent meeting places and connections between one another. It's one of their favorite jerseys. They actually prefer it over the normal jerseys, I'm told. They're also, of course, kangaroos. And it's designed in the style of the Indigenous storytelling writing style. It's really, really very unique, and it's one of the things that's beautiful about the international scope of this game. And it's nice to see how they've embraced that and made it part of their team identity, the Aussie spirit. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tamika Whitefield. This one launched to center field. Franklin going back, has a beat on it, and puts it away for out number 2.
Nice play by Franklin, who was actually named the player of the day yesterday due to her offensive output. She did very well for this Canadian side, as she had a home run, 3 hits on the day, and was also intentionally walked, 3 for 4.
Now Taylor Titskronis, the captain, pops up the first pitch. That'll get out of play. Strike 1. Titskronis yesterday was 0 for 4.
And Titskronis actually has a custom chest protector in the style of these Indigenous uniforms. She was feeling a bit left out, having to cover up her uniform when she was back behind the dish. So look for that in the next half inning. She takes her position behind the plate.
1 strike, off speed. That was a beauty in there. Drops in on the outside edge. Nothing in 1. Nothing in 2, excuse me.
Coming in at a 30-mile-an-hour pitch. That is off speed.
This is the 165th international game for Taylor Titskronis. Swing and a miss, and down she goes. Australia. And she spent 4 years at the University of Memphis. Memphis broke pretty much all of the records that could be broken. 25 of them to be exact, including strikeouts and wins from Wesley, New South Wales. And she is going to toe the slab in the circle here against Powerhouse Canada. She'll do that against Emma Ensminger to start things off.
This will be a good test for Roberts, who retired after the 2024 World Cup. And yet here she is, guessing the allure of hosting a World Cup final was a bit too much to ignore.
That is definitely a very tempting proposition. There's a first pitch strike on the outside corner to Ensminger. This is the 103rd international competition for Ellen Roberts. She made her debut in 2014. And an off-speed swung on and missed. So far, both pitchers attacking the strike zone. And the early going looking very good.
And you mentioned Roberts playing around the world. It does help that she's a bit of a polyglot. She can speak a number of languages, as I found out in the 24 edition of the World Cup.
Well, one way to learn languages is to travel the world. That's for sure. The pitch is low and outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I can speak from experience. The only way to really learn is to just drop yourself into the situation and force it.
See, I was about to say, speak for yourself, Tim. As somebody who's traveled the world and can't pick up any languages, it is not a skill all of us possess.
Well, if you live in the place that speaks a foreign language, that helps. That's for sure. There's a foul ball off to the right. Emma Ensminger stays alive. Ensminger, 30 years of age. In the game yesterday was 2 out of 4 with 2 runs batted in and 2 runs scored.
Ensminger was also one of the catalysts for this Canada team at the World Games when they defeated Australia 9-0. She went 2 for 3, scored 3 runs, walked, and had a home run.
And that is a hit by pitch, as that pitch came in on her and made contact on the way by. And so Ensminger goes to first base. That's a tough break. Roberts was ahead in the count, and the pitch, I think, just broke in and got a piece of her on the way by.
It got a piece, but a very light touch. Ensminger happy to get on base that way. First base runner of this game.
That'll bring up CeCe Wong, was 0 for 2 yesterday. Left-hand hitter, 23 years of age, with power. Ellen Roberts checking the notes on her left wrist. Corner infielders are in. And no bunt. That ball is right on the corner.
66 miles an hour. Roberts has always thrown about mid to decently hard, mid to high 60s.
Well, if you can change speeds, that'll get it done, as she's proven in her journeyman career. That one comes in a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike to CeCe Wong.
Wong went 1 for 3 in that World Games matchup.
Ensminger on first base. 1-1 pitch. That one is well outside. Tits Cronus was setting up off that way. And that really opened up a clear view of the plate for home plate umpire Renzo Ruiz. Clearly see that ball was off the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Not really a surprise that Ellen Roberts starting here today for
half swing, and it rolls to the screen, strike 2.
And she did not play in that game at the World Games. The losing pitcher was Kaya Parnaby. Andrew Lamb also pitched 3 innings there, but no appearance by Roberts.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count. In the game yesterday, Kendra Lamb and Parnaby combined for 11 strikeouts and only 1 walk against Czechia. So Roberts trying to continue that strong pitching that was set forth. A good opening game, strong defensively and strong offensively for Australia. And Wong rakes that one foul. That's going to go off into the play area.
That was a very hard hit ball, but very well foul. Of note, Roberts uses a lot of the pitch clock with every single pitch. She delivered that one with about 5 seconds left. She uses it as almost an extra weapon to help keep batters off balance.
2-2 pitch, way upstairs. Full count now to CeCe Wong. Wong, a Wichita State shocker. D1 second team All-American when she was in there. She was the American Athletic Conference Player of the Year in 2024 with a .470 batting average and 14 bombs. So she is a force to be reckoned with at the plate. Runner goes, and the pitch is fouled away. Good short swing from Wong to protect, and the count remains 3-2. Canada, in their game yesterday, were held scoreless for 2 innings, but then they started turning on the Jets. They scored 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and 3 more in the 8th to come back in that wild back and forth opener against Italy. And another pop foul out of play, again with Ensminger on the run. Wong has fought off a lot of pitches here.
The strategy for Canada seems to be to make Ellen Roberts work. That was the 13th pitch of the inning, of which 8 have been strikes. And we're just through the onto the second batter so far. Meanwhile, Don Bodrick got through the first inning on 9 pitches, 8 strikes. So Canada looking to make this inning last as long as possible.
And again, she spoils it. Boy, Roberts has thrown 4 straight pitcher's pitches And this is what good hitters will do. They will spoil those. And to her credit, Roberts has not flinched at all. This is a high-level battle here between two experienced veterans. Even though Wong only 23, she's been in quite a bit of international competition. The 34-year-old Olympian Roberts deals 3-2. And a ground ball to the right side, and it gets under the glove of Whitefield into right field. And going all the way to third base is Emma Ensminger.
That was a professional at-bat by CeCe Wong. And she just slapped that ball through the right side. Whitefield went to her glove hand, but it was a long reach as we look at the replay. And just under the glove, it looks like she got a piece of it.
She slowed it down, I think, just a tad on the way by. But, you know, the box score will show a ground ball single. But what you don't remember is the 5 foul balls on tough pitches that she had to get through to get to that ground ball single. Every result is the end product of a different type of battle. And that was a strong battle won by CeCe Wong. And now Erica Polidori, who hit one of the longest home runs you will see yesterday. That is a strike. She hit a ball that landed on the netting of the bullpen fence in left center field. That was a good 10 meters beyond the fence, probably more.
It was crushed, and we've had a fair selection of home runs so far in this tournament, but that was by far the longest.
1 ball, 1 strike to count, as that one just missing away. Polidori takes a look and surveys the situations. She's got Emma Ensminger at third, CeCe Wong at first. Infield at the corners is in. Actually, the only one who's back is the shortstop, Maya Jaros. 1-1 on Erica Polidori. And this one misses low and outside. Fitzcronis lost the handle for a moment.
Shaylin Watman over at third base is playing very close to the bag. Ensminger didn't even take us a lead after the ball was released. But Watman leaving a bit of a gap between short and third base for a right-handed hitter.
And a strike on the inside corner. Good running fastball. Polidori was looking to extend, and that one came up into her kitchen. Polidori, by the way, in addition to the home run yesterday, had another hit. She was 2 out of 5 with 2 runs batted in. Obviously, the run scored on the dinger. 2-2 count, nobody out. Runners on first and third. Canada threatening right away. And a ground ball to the right side, and it gets under the glove of Hood into right field. Ensminger comes in to score. Wong crosses all the way to third, and Canada strikes first. They lead 1-0.
That ball had some backspin to it, but it was a playable one for Hood. That's one she'll walk back, as that will be the first run to score. Let's see the replay. It was just a routine ground ball, but on the second hop got under the glove of Hood and just out to the outfield grass and right.
So the hit by pitch, then the single, and now that's going to be an error, I presume. It has not gone up on the scoreboard, but ground ball. I'm sure Hood would tell you herself she should have had it. And
this Canada team, I think going into this tournament, we were not sure if any of these teams would be strong offensively, but it must be said that both Canada and Chinese Taipei, who played in the game right before this, have so far shown that they're going to be offense forward.
And not to mention the defense of Chinese Taipei has been on another level compared to what we've seen really from everybody else in the pool. Kelsey Harshman now, designated player, but playing second base. And the first pitch is taken for a ball. Runner on the way to second base, and the shortstop, Gerald's had to run around and cover.
The call is out.
The call is out at second base. That was a heck of a tag by Maya Jaros. She had to receive the throw on the first base side of the bag. It was as if she forgot to cover. Let's look at this again. You see the throw almost went to Whitefield. Then she let it go by. Jaros reaching around and tagging out Polidori, who looked up in disbelief.
And right at the end of that replay we just saw, Polidori was convinced she was in there safely, and as soon as the out call went up, she went to the hand signal to bring out Kaylee Rafter.
And I think we are possibly going to, well, let's see, the umpires are going to huddle. So Kaylee Rafter has 10 seconds to ask for a review. 20 seconds, really. 10 to hold off play, and then you have to make the decision. Let's take another look. Pitch was way outside. The throw to second base.
The throw definitely looks like it beat her, but I think the question is if there was a tag, because I did not see a tag in that shot. Admittedly, I'm not an umpire. That's why I don't make these decisions. I just talk about them, but that would be my guess. Looking back at that play.
Here it is again. Look at the left hand. Did she tag her? I don't know.
And especially because Tiscaronis' throw was so offline for the shortstop. It was to the second baseman, Whitefield, really, except she wasn't there to receive it. And the tag would have had to go back behind Giros, so she would have had to receive the ball and reach back and tag at that moment.
So now, Kaylee Rafter is asking for a video review, and they're going to take a look at that play. I'm not sure why she didn't just ask for the video review right away, but that's now what's going to happen.
With each team getting one challenge,
I think to be very careful, yeah.
Well, you've got to be careful, but also I think there's a little bit of gamesmanship here on the, do I really need to use my challenge for this, or... And so I think all options are exhausted before using the one and only challenge. Of course, if we do go to extra frames, each team would then receive another challenge. So far, we've had one extra inning game. We've also had 2 games end early.
Well, Canada is leading 1-0. Cece Wong is on third base.
That we know.
Polidori is maybe on second base. If not, she will be out. There will be one out. We will wait to see. She was going on the pitch, and it was also just awkward the way the throw kind of sailed off to the right because the second baseman Whitefield. And now I think we're going to get a call.
And
safe. So the call has been overturned.
Good
and
challenge.
It is indeed a stolen base for Polidori. But you can tell by the reaction, she was kind of in disbelief when she saw that it had been ruled out. I could not see. My view of the umpire was blocked by about 6 people, so I'm glad you called it.
I do think Tiscaronis was in a tough position from the start. That ball tailing away basically through the right-hand batter's box. If that pitch had been a little bit more towards the plate, it would have been a much closer play at second. And I think Polidori would have been in some real trouble.
So now a 1-0 pitch to Kelsey Harshman. And this one is inside, and it hits her. So a hit batter, and so far, this beginning of the game for Ellen Roberts not going the way it was planned. You see Taylor Tiscaronis right away making sure that Kelsey Harshman is okay. I mean, these two teams, they know each other. They've played each other a lot. They've also played a lot in the Canada Cup over the years. Not recently, but, there is an international scene. You think Australia is so far away from Canada, but they know each other.
Absolutely. And it's a bit ironic. They know each other very well. They played at the World Games last year. They played even in the 2018 World Championship. They did not meet, like 2 ships passing in the night, at the 2024 World Cup Finals. They were in different pools. Australia ended up in the placement round, and Canada went to the super round.
Kiana Jones takes the ball inside, ball 1. There is nobody out in this inning, and it is turning dangerous very quickly for Australia here. A hit batter, a single, an error, and another hit batter, so it has not been pretty so far this afternoon.
In for Australia as well, with nobody out.
And Jones with a big swing fouls it away. Jones in yesterday's game was 1 for 5 with a run batted in. Kiana, 25 years old, from Surrey, spent 2 years at the University of North Carolina, then this year went to the University of South Carolina to play in the SEC. Also has played in Minnesota. She was the first female coach in the Coastal Plain Baseball League, coaching the Macon-Bacon. And that pitch is inside. 2 balls and a strike to her. So being a trailblazer.
Jones is one of the tallest players in this tournament as well, which changes up the strike zone ever so slightly.
2-1. Hit sharply past the diving Jaros into left center field. In to score is Wong. In to score Polidori. Heading to third base, Harshman. Jones with a 2-run double. It is 3-0 Canada.
Expert piece of hitting, and that's where the risk reward on pulling the infield in ends up not paying off. That was lined right through the drawn-in infield as we take a look at the replay. and there was almost nothing Maya Giros could do. She laid out and gave everything she had, but that ball was past her before she even hit the ground.
And Kiana Jones gets her second and third runs batted in of the tournament. And we're going to have a meeting in the circle as Team Australia going to try to strategize, figure out how to get an out.
First 5 batters of this game have reached for Canada. 3 have scored, still no outs. And it must be said that this Canadian team has kept their foot on the gas pedal this entire tournament so far. When Italy scored a run in the 3rd yesterday, they responded by scoring in every single inning except for the 7th.
And in fact, they went 1-2-3 thanks to a double play in the first inning. And since then, they've had at least one base runner in every inning that they've been on offense. And the meeting in the circle is over. And we're also going to have a pitching change. So Ellen Roberts, a very short day, and Stephanie Trzynski is going to come in and pitch. As Nerida Warren came out of the dugout and made the change. So Roberts goes no innings. She's responsible for the 2 runners on second and third.
Also a bit of a conference between the 2 catchers, Chelsea Robinson and Taylor Tiscaronis. Chelsea Robinson actually standing next to Tiscaronis as Trzynski throwing her warm-up pitches. Trzynski originally from Adelaide, South Australia, 30 years old, attended Cal.
Golden Bears. UC Berkeley.
At least that's a direct flight from Australia. It's a 14.5-hour flight, but it is a direct flight.
Well, she pitched in the 2022 World Games, only 1 inning though. And she was, she's been with the national team.
Made her debut in 2020. I believe it was February 2020. Wonder what happened in March of that year. Nobody ever seems to know.
This will be her. Well, she's also played professionally in Italy and the Netherlands. She's coached in Japan as well.
She's an avid golfer and actually started playing softball at the age of 7.
That's a good age to start playing. So Trzynski, as you get a look at the relaxed atmosphere here in the ballpark.
The 3rd game of a quadruple header is not for everyone.
This is the first day of a quartet of quadruple headers. I've been waiting to say that.
In case anyone had any doubt Tim's a musician, there you go.
I'm not a magician, though. That's for sure. I know one card trick, and it can fool my 10-year-old nephews.
You'll probably work on me then.
Larissa Franklin has not been fooled at the plate by anyone in recent memory. She was 3 for 4 yesterday. Hit a bomb to center field, was player of the day. And we mentioned all of the off-field adversity she had to come back from yesterday. Coming back from lymphoma and training the entire time, and then coming back and winning gold medal at the Pan Am Championships last year. First pitch to her is a ball. So Kiana Jones with a 2-run double standing on second base. Harshman is on third. Canada leading 3-0. Right out of the gate, coming in hot.
Georgia Hood is a couple steps in over third base, or first base, I should say. In fact, the infield in again with the runner at third.
And Trzynski's fastball catches the corner.
Harshman, the runner, over at third. At second, it is Jones. Australia trying to stop the damage here with a crooked number in just the first inning.
3 runs on just 2 hits, but the 2 hit batters and the E3 were very important. And now there's a ground ball to the right side, fielded by Whitefield. She will go to first base and take the out. Wong crosses, Harshman crosses the plate with the 4th Canada run. Moving to third is Jones, an RBI ground out for Franklin.
Another productive out. Still accomplishing something despite being retired. And it was just a slow enough ball that it was going to make it a tough play at the plate. And opting to get the guaranteed out was Whitefield.
So Janet Luring now. Infield still in with 1 out, runner on third base, Kiana Jones. And that one missed, ball 1. Stephanie Trzynski, this is the second hitter she faces. That last pitch came in at 65 miles an hour. Good horizontal break, almost 7 inches, but it missed. 1 ball and no strikes.
It's about to be the 31st pitch thrown by Australia in this half inning.
And there's a line drive base hit for Lung into left field, and that brings home Kiana Jones. It is 5-0 Canada as they take a commanding lead here. Janet Lung with an RBI single. That's her first run batted in. 3rd hit of the 2 games so far. Take another look. Nice short stroke right through the hole.
That will technically end Ellen Roberts' line, at least for now, unless she comes back into the game. 2 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned in 0.00 innings pitched.
Callum Maskill takes the ball outside.
Maskill is the 8th batter of the inning. We've had 9 batters come to the plate just once so far in this tournament. It was done by Chinese Taipei last night in the 4th inning.
I have a feeling when it's all said and done, that's going to be more common than having 3 batters come to the plate.
I mean, where we're going, absolutely.
That ball is hit high in the air, a pop-up on the left side. Watman waits for it and makes the catch in foul ground. That's out number 2. Maskill with a pop-out.
Of course, Callum Maskill, back when she was known as Callum Pilgrim before getting married, responsible for the walk-off Grand Slam back in 2024 to give Canada the bronze medal over the Netherlands.
One of the most dramatic games I've ever seen. I was just watching that one from the stands, and I had white knuckles, even though I didn't even care who won. Logan Foreman, 9th batter of the inning, 21-year-old, youngest player in the lineup. Takes the ball inside.
This Canadian team certainly has a lot of veterans on it, but they are not afraid of youth. With Foreman, 21 years old, Avery Tucker, 18, for 2 more days at least, before her 19th birthday.
That's a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, Foreman, who is from Brantford, Ontario. Her mother, Erin, played softball and baseball for the Canadian women's national team. Played in the Women's World Series in Japan in 2004. And also played in the 2006 World Cup. Her mother is in the Canadian Softball Hall of Fame.
No pressure at the dinner table.
And this ball is upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike.
The other teenager on this Canadian side, we saw her yesterday, Morgan Reimer. One of their pitchers, pitched quite well.
Two balls and a strike, 2 down. Janet Lung on first base, 5 runs in on 3 hits for Canada. And that one's outside, gets off the glove of Titskronis, and Lung will go to second base. Probably a passed ball.
Yeah, Titskronis, there was almost a half-second pause before she realized there was a runner still on base and scrambled after that one. As that shot off towards the Australian dugout over to our right.
Trzynski checks her notes. And here comes the 3-1 pitch to Foreman. And that's shot fouled on the third baseline.
Another quality at bat here for Canada. And Australia is rapidly approaching 40 pitches this inning between 2 pitchers. This another full count, the second of the inning, the first one for Trzynski. Wong saw a lot more than the full count that she had by the time she singled.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the key plays of this inning, the key at bat that sort of really got things going for Canada. That one is launched foul over the screen and out of play.
Very quick hands there by Foreman to get around on that ball. It was inside, a good pitch from Trzynski, and she managed to just lift that over the third base netting.
In case you're wondering, we're already in the bottom of the first inning. 5-0 Canada. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Logan Foreman, runner on second base, and this ball hit high in the air to center field. Wall is going back, and she runs out of room. A 2-run home run for Logan Foreman. And Canada is pouring it on. They lead 7-0. That ball going